MCU. I'm Bronson.
Yes.
This is Aaron. And that list
Hi.
in between us is what we think of the MCU so far through Phase 1. This week, we are going to be reviewing two more movies, putting them on that list, and then
Yep.
moving on with our day. Hey there.
Absolutely.
All
How
right.
y'all doing? Oh my goodness. It's been a
Um,
hell of a day.
yeah, no, like, I'm not emotionally ready to do this. Like, fucking. So I've been dieting and exercising all week. Um,
Good.
and today nearly took me off the wagon as far as diet went. I was just like, fuck. I just want some comfort food and to take a nap. Fucking
I
fuck this.
I went over to a friend's house yesterday and watched the end of part 3 of JoJo.
I was wondering why the
And that was a
fuck you
good
were
time.
fucking drunk
Drunk on a Monday
on a
night?
Monday
Yeah.
night. Yeah, okay. That
Yeah.
checks out. I'm like, are you okay,
That would
buddy?
be it.
You need
Eh,
I got
more. Am I okay? That's up for debate. Am I basically the same as I usually am? Yes.
I was gonna
So,
say I got some affordable therapy
Mm.
contacts if you need it. But
Man, finding
uh,
good therapy would be nice. But anyway, so like, yeah, I was all ready. Like, and then I got shit sleep. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get through this work day. We're gonna get back in the swing of things. And like, you sent me that link of the news, and I like stopped and was like in a daze at work the rest of the day.
I immediately submitted to like get off work early if possible. I immediately was just
Yeah.
like, get me off of this fucking train. And I got off,
Oh
I
man.
got off 2 hours early, distracted the entire 2 hours. And for those of you who don't know, Giant Bomb, three of their founding members are leaving. We are to say that they are influential to us would be, fucking an understatement. You know,
Oh yeah.
Super
Yep.
Gamecast 2 fucking takes cribs so much shit. Our style cribs so
Mm-hmm.
much shit. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
like,
And so they got one founding member left, and like so many people have gone in just the last 6 months or something, right?
right. So like this kind of evening, Emily. Yeah, this kind of like this kind of fucking put like us in both a really sour mood. I got off work. I played some Beat Saber and got that wireless. Now I don't need to hook my fucking Oculus to my PC via fucking cable anymore.
That's great.
I got that up and running. And
Good.
then after playing Beat Saber for like half an hour, I was just like, I need a nap.
I'm
And then I
gonna
woke.
sleep and take this world away from me.
Yeah. Like my mind was like I go for some Chick-fil-A and a nap, and I'm like, yeah, let's just take the nap.
Yep. Yep.
And yeah, I still could go for Chick-fil-A and a nap.
I did. Yeah, I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah.
We're going to talk more about this on Sunday. We're probably going to dedicate a decent
Yeah,
chunk
yeah,
of
yeah,
that podcast to that news
yeah,
story.
yes, absolutely. That's the big news story this week. I know all week I'm gonna be going back and listening to that stuff. But yeah, so it's been a hell of a day. Yeah, but
Yeah,
we got Marvel movies to review. We gotta talk about some
we
Marvel
do.
movies.
We absolutely do. So
So
let's get into it. What is our first movie?
our first movie is Iron Man 3.
Yeah, I had not seen this movie before doing this.
And this was directed by the Die Hard dude. Um,
Is it now? Yeah,
yeah.
I kind of got that impression.
And the entire time I watched this movie, that for the first time, the second time, this time, fuck this movie, so goddamn awesome. Like it's so
Hmm.
fucking cool. There's so many good moments. Like you talk about Iron Man 2 being a fun time.
Yeah,
This is a fucking so much fun time. Like
this is
holy
also a fun time. Absolutely.
And then like I do like how they address like how yeah, of course fucking New York would give Tony PTSD. Like
Sure.
of course it would.
Yeah.
You know. So
Yep.
so you were new to this one. You've never seen it.
Yes.
So what did you like it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
You know, again, it would help to go through the bit by bits of the movie because, like, off the top of my head, I'm trying to remember right now. Like the beginning of this movie, I found to be slow. And it makes up for it by the end, of course. But
yeah, so it starts up with like his lab blowing up and him giving a speech, and they rewind to like 1998, and he's
oh my
talking.
god, that beginning was so funny.
Right, and then they
God damn.
yeah, or 1999, he's talking to this woman, and like you get to see that he meets fucking the dude from the first movie, but doesn't remember because he's sloshed. And then he
Yep.
talks to the dude from AIM, which after this fucking Avengers game, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
MODOK.
Yep.
But not MODOK in the MCU.
Right.
So, yeah, they can never do MODOK in the MCU. Which I mean, I don't know how you do a live action. I don't know how you do a live action MODOK anyway. To be fair,
I think they would figure it out. You give them enough time. They got some creative, talented people over there. I can't imagine it, but I imagine they could at least attempt. Two, I think that I don't know. Lost my train of thought. I'm like 3 beers in.
fair enough considering today.
Yep. Just letting you know.
But yeah, they do the 1999 setup, and they set up AIM, and they set up Tony figuring out that formula when he's drunk.
Yep.
And they kind of like warp it to present day, and Tony has been up for 72 hours in his lab working on Iron Man suits.
I'd like to go back to 1999 and snog him.
Ah.
That's nice.
Well, what was Robert Downey Jr. doing in 1999?
Drugs. Probably drugs.
I thought it was drugs.
No, I mean, like, not Robert Downey Jr., like actual Iron Man. Because, no, like, Robert Downey Jr. changed his life around for his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then he just became a hugely better person. But, yeah, there is a huge age gap for all of us.
But,
yes.
I just wanted to say hi. And I'm not streaming. It's my birthday soon, so everybody watching this should follow them. That's my birthday wish.
Aw, thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
I'd kiss your forehead too, Aaron, but you're not here.
Kiss the screen. My forehead's on the screen. Come on.
Fuck it.
Thank you.
Okay.
I didn't actually kiss it, just so you know. I know you hate your technical
God
education.
damn it.
No, I lose my shit when people touch my screens.
I didn't.
I know. It's just.
I was very careful
That's funny.
With Aaron's forehead.
Good. No, like.
When we meet, I'm kissing you on the forehead, buddy, because you precious.
Okay.
If you're okay with that. If you're not okay with personal touch, then I won't. I will respect you.
No touching.
You can get up there.
But yeah. Sorry to interrupt. I
good.
do enjoy Iron Man 3. It's a very good movie with lots of psychological things, so that's right up my alley. But yeah, I'm exhausted as fuck, and I'll leave you to it.
Okay.
You sound like it.
For good luck.
Anyway.
All right, see ya.
Anyway, so he's been up for 72 hours working on suits, and he's like injecting this thing into his body, and it's to make the suit that comes to him. Like he freaked out from New York because of his fucking PTSD.
Yeah.
I do like how he's made like the Power
scary
Rangers.
shit.
I like how he's made the Power Rangers cave, but for his Iron Man suits. That's nice.
Right, yeah. I interpreted it as the Bat Cave, but they wouldn't call it that.
Yeah. But yeah, the scene where he's getting the suit on, it's funny. It's a funny Tony moment. Plus, it shows off this new tech that's going to be very fucking important to this movie. as we'll see throughout it. We get
Oh yeah.
we get the Mandarin terrorist, uh,
Yep.
that's going on, and then like we have Tony's first panic attack, right? So we have
Right.
like Tony's first panic attack, that's going on, and then we meet modern day Killian, and he's with Pepper, and Tony, Jeff Favreau's character Happy is like, yeah, this dude hit on her pretty hard, which
Man, Happy was a real creep this movie.
yeah, like he's over.
Which it wasn't that he was less that way in like Iron Man 2, but still,
yeah,
just woof. Badges. Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. I think it's Guy Pearce that plays Adrian or Killian.
Yeah, I want to say.
Yeah, and he does a great job. He does a really, really good job, I thought.
Yes, he plays a creepy, like, scorned scientist well. Like, yes,
Right. Yes.
And then downstairs, so and then they get through that, and then Pepper gets home, and like Tony's suit goes to talk to her, and she like goes downstairs and sees him, just like, why is the suit?
Yep.
They get into one of my favorite moments is like the suit argues with her, like they're arguing, and Tony like gets a point in, and the suit looks at her. That's a real good moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
man.
So yeah, that was good. And then like he has his nighttime PTSD scene where the fucking robot strangles Pepper. And then we get like 25 minutes, and we finally get like our bad guy, like our bad guy scene where Happy fights Explosion Man. But then that other
I wish it was Explosion Man.
And then the video game character. But then the other dude blows up that giant area. Happy barely survives, and this causes Iron Man to be like, oh shit, I'm coming for you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So he threatens the Mandarin, gives out his home address as
good idea. Smart idea with your girlfriend at home. Smart idea.
The most Tony thing of all time. And he's downstairs Batmaning what happened. Over and over, watching all the news stories. And oddly enough, his old one night stand comes over to tell him some stuff. He's just like, there better not be a 12-year-old waiting in that car right now.
He's 13. No.
Yeah, exactly. So,
yeah.
They get into a fight, and then the helicopters happen, and this is I love the set pieces in this movie, and this is the first of many that we're going to go over. I adore these set pieces because, like, the like, when the helicopters attack, Tony summons the fucking iron suit, but to protect Pepper. And then once she's out, he summons it to him, but it's not fully ready. So, he has to, like, fucking use a piano, like, repulsor a piano at a fucking helicopter, and fucking do all this really cool creative shit with the suit. Like, because so much of, like, these early Iron Man movies have just been, well, his suit has all this shit, it's just gonna blow stuff up.
Yep.
Right? But, like, this one is like, nah, he has to get creative with the suit. He has to fucking, like, start, like, like, he fucking, like, summons the suit to him and just, like, gets weird with it, like, you see it, like, take off from Pepper, and, let's see, so the piano, and then they get underwater, right? And he's just like, Jarvis is like, okay, sir, hold your breath for a minute, and so on and so forth, and then it's like, they take out the other two helicopters, and they're like, alright, now plot a course to Tennessee, but then he passes out, and he wakes up in Tennessee with 5% power, and a suit that's
right, yep.
That's fucked up. So yeah, like, what did you think of all that?
I thought that was an exciting set piece there. Um, yeah, don't put your house on a cliff. Like even if you're not under threat of helicopters, I don't know. That just doesn't seem like a good idea.
Oh, that was a cool house.
It's fantastic to look at. I will be happy to look at someone else owning that house.
Also, also, man, imagine the views you would have every day. Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah. I would just like those views, like 30 feet back, maybe. That would be
Fair.
good.
It's fair.
Yeah, no, that was good. And then yeah, how they were able to save it, like it was very good. This whole movie is very good about like building suspense, in real tight situations. Especially at the end. Good Lord, they just start playing with it at that point.
They start having a ton of fun, but Tony lands in Tennessee and meets this kid, and he explains, makes a deal with the kid so he can get his suit together, and then on Peppers, and then you get to see what's going on with AIM, and behind the scenes, like, oh, AIM's behind the Mandarin, da 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 da.
Yeah.
And then Tony's in town, and he figures out like what's going on with the explosion people, coincidentally.
Mm-hmm.
That was a little like, oh, okay, and even then they explain how he landed there, so I guess not too coincidental.
Right?
Yeah. He interviews the mom, but then this other lady's like, well, I'm from Federal, and then a cop calls her out, and turns out she's just working for AIM.
Yep.
So now you have AIM chasing after a suitless Tony, and like she's going after him hard, but he fucking, he action movies his way out of it with one of them. This just like, what was it? Just a cheap trick and a cheesy one-liner. That could be the name of that could be my autobiography.
Yep.
Like I loved it. Absolutely fucking loved it.
Responded to a joke about his one-liner with another one-liner, and then left.
Yeah, loved it. Fucking
Shh.
just that scene was so good, and I love it because it like shows like Tony Stark is like more than the fucking suit, like the fact that like Tony Stark can like invent his way out of shit, right? Which like he gets ready to head back. They're getting more AIM experiments going on. And then Tony's driving back, and he has another panic attack. And he's just like, well, you're a mechanic. And the kid's like, well, you're a mechanic. Invent your way out of it. And then we get to see Tony shop and buy all this shit. And fucking, and go to a hotel and make a makeshift stealth suit from making like Home Depot shit.
Yep.
And he goes and he gets to the Mandarin's place, and once again, love this scene, love this set piece. Tasers a dude, makes a fucking grenade out of Christmas ornaments. Fucking shoots a dude with a fucking nail gun.
Like a Hitman level.
Yeah, this dude's like it's a real life Hitman level basically.
Like, Jesus, okay.
Fucking has a gardening electrocution glove. It's awesome. It's awesome. And then we get upstairs and we find the truth behind the Mandarin. It's an actor. Trevor. This might
be my favorite part of this movie is this hard turn that he didn't need to be as funny. He did not need to be as hilarious as he was. And at the time, but they decided to do it.
At the time, the fan base hated this shit. They were so fucking mad that they were.
I thought it was so goddamn funny.
They thought they were so mad that we didn't get the real Mandarin. And I'm like, well, that's because the real Mandarin in 2013 and now comes off as a little fucking racist. For one.
Yeah.
And then second off, we weren't at the part of the MCU yet where like, oh yeah, wizards are a thing. So like, yeah, it's really fucking hard to do. It would have been really hard for them to do this Ming the Merciless looking motherfucker with his hand lasers and magic at the time. So they actually thought of a really good twist that was funny and interesting.
And then what was really really good, like just to like to counter that whole thing was like one of the points of the movie was we can point, the finger at some mysterious unknown other that isn't us and keep war going and we will profit off of it.
Right,
Like
exactly. Fucking
yeah. And so like there's all this like, ISIS-esque terrorist, imagery, but it's actually like happening in like what was it? Was it Tennessee or was it Miami?
Miami.
It was Miami.
Like
Tennessee was where the military guy blew up.
Yeah, that's yes, exactly.
So it was all happening in Miami, and it's Killian and like a media group and actors that he pulled from London.
Right, but then like Tony gets captured, but he realizes his suit's almost charged, and he has the conversation with his old botanist pal. Like Tony's like, you're a fucking murderer. You're a fucking crazy murderer. And she's like, I'm fucking helping people. And he's like, okay. Sure you are. Yeah. So, yeah. So they have their conversation, and then, we get another Mandarin conversation, and, Killian goes to interrogate Tony and then leaves him there, and then Colonel Rhodes was captured already. Rhodey at one point was captured when he was doing sting operations. They tricked him. So
we missed the whole Iron Patriot bit. And...
Yeah, sorry about that.
We're trying to skip through and remember the bits.
Yeah, like we're going off memory, people. So yeah, they have that going. And they have so like they're trying to interrogate Rhodes and get him out of the suit. While at the same time Tony is trapped and is just like waiting for his suit to be ready. He's like, "Duh, come on, duh." And like part of his suit is locked up in a barn, so it comes into him piecemeal. So now you have this really fun set piece of Tony fighting with only parts of his suit. So he has a gun in one hand, a boot, and a repulsor. And it's fucking... And then you get, like, Rhodey, like, jumping out of the suit. It's like, oh, you breathe fire. And, like, just dips.
Man, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, yeah, no. Great fucking, like, the set piece where he's, like, just slowly getting pieces of the suit is super fun. But then it's just like, oh, shit. Like, this one can't fly yet. Crap. And it's being built in real time, so like him and Rhodey are like sneaking through the compound and beating the living shit out of people. Rhodey gets a gun, and I love the scene watching Iron Man just awkwardly walk downstairs.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah,
so good.
They interrogate Trevor again, get a boat, and they call the VP. But then you realize the VP is on Aim's take.
He's in on it. He's in on it.
Yeah, fucking VP's in on it because he has a reason. The fuck,
right, they show that too. Fuck.
Yeah, because it's like he's trying to heal his own amputee, and so yes, there's so Tony's like something's wrong, and then Iron Patriot just murders the living shit out of everyone in this the terrorist in the Iron Patriot suit is like murders all these government officials on this plane, is interrogating the president, and takes off with puts the president in this suit and sends him to a place. So Iron Man, or what you think is Iron Man, which we'll get to in a minute, goes into the plane, takes out the terrorists, but now there's like a giant hole. And now people are just flying out of the plane.
Yep.
And this is like probably once again one of the these set pieces are so good. They're so fucking good.
I totally, when I saw that scene like start to unfold, specifically when they were getting sucked out the hole, I'm sitting there thinking like, wow, Disney just watched these people violently die. They just showed that, huh? And then like he starts like looking at them all and counting. I'm like, no, really? How?
Yeah.
How are you gonna do this?
And he does it, and it's so
Uh,
good. It just
and he does it.
like I loved that scene, dude, where he's just like, okay,
Yeah.
like I can't grab them all, so I need you to grab your friend. I need you to grab your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was
Mm-hmm.
great, loved it. And then I love when they land, and then he gets hit by a truck. But it was just the suit.
Right. Yep.
It's just like yeah, I think we did
Damn.
okay. No.
God damn it.
Pepper was captured, and then like on the way to
Yeah.
the end facility, Tony's like, Jarvis, I need to initiate the thing. It was like the house party protocol, sir. And oh my god, this was so good. All the
Mm.
Tony and fucking Rhodey sneaking into the compound. And it's just like, all right, it's Christmas. Let's take him to church. And just all fucking 48, 50 Iron Man suits show up and start fucking everything up. It is
Yep.
so good. It is
It's good.
just like I'm just like, why the fuck did you do more of this? You know?
I was actually thinking in the middle of this whole end sequence of like, why? I feel like Iron Man should like he can be a suit on his own, but I feel like he should have like a team of Iron Men around wherever
Right,
he goes.
right. Like I'm just thinking to myself, just like, dude, you could be like 5 of you at once. Like,
Did you get to the part of Death Stranding where Mads Mikkelsen like has the four dudes with the skulls that he just commands to go wherever he goes with him?
I did not.
Be like that.
Okay.
Oh, that's a shame because that's damn. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think he should do that, but a little late now.
Yeah.
Um,
Him and Rhodey are fucking circling shit out. Like all like you see all these suits zooming around, just taking dudes out and fighting, and it's so good.
yeah,
And Tony
yeah.
goes in and goes to rescue Pepper. And
Hmm.
then Pepper, falls down, and you think Tony gets captured by Killian, and then Rhodey rescues the president and gets in the Iron Patriot, takes off,
Yep.
rescue him, and now it's on Tony to finish the job, and like Tony is just swapping between suits. Well, like Killian could easily just take these suits out, so he is just fucking just like one, but just like, all right, boom, do what I can with one. All right, start running, jump to another, jump to another.
Yep.
Just so
Yep.
dope, and then like you're kind of like at the end there, and like Tony thinks it's done, but then like Pepper comes out with the extremist stuff and blasts him. And then you have that, so Killian's done, bad guys are done. It being a Christmas movie, he's just like, all right, Jarvis, let's blow all these suits. This nice little fireworks moment. And then
Yep.
you have the VP getting arrested and Tony getting the stuff out of his chest. The shrapnel. And,
Finally, yeah.
you have like just he's just like, yeah, and then it ends with once again like, you can take away all this, you can take away that, but I'm fucking Iron Man.
Right.
Yeah, and that was then that was the movie. Oh, and then
I was expecting them to show like the new place and all that, but I
and then they have
guess
a
they just leave that for the next.
They have a hilarious post credits. The post credits was
Yeah, it
so
doesn't
good.
really say much of anything in regards to like the future Avengers movies, but it
No,
just
it was just funny. It was just funny.
yeah.
Just the purpose of them. What was the Stan Lee cameo in this one again? Fuck.
I missed it.
Hold on. I'm trying to remember it. Set probably speaks to its quality on. Oh yeah, he's a fucking. He's a judge at the model, or no, or he's a judge at the model thing. Yeah,
Oh, of
yeah,
course.
yeah. Pervert Stan Lee again. God damn it.
He, creator of Stripperella, Stan Lee.
Good point.
So, yeah.
I adore this movie. It is a blast. It gets into some good character stuff for Tony that really ends up stretching over the entire MCU. I fucking adore this film. 5 out of 5. What about
Good
you?
Lord. Okay. So I'm looking at our list here. I mean, yeah, I suppose I'd give it a 5. Sure.
Okay. As
I
for
would put
the
it more at like a 4.5 if I could, but yeah.
out of our rankings, I think it is below Avengers. I think it's below Captain America, but above the other two Iron Man.
I think that's a great spot.
Perfect. Glad we agree on
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna be mad when they
Because it's like well, no, and see, yeah, I just pulled this up. It says comicbook.com. Stan Lee apologizes in regards to Iron Man 3. First sentence: Iron Man 3 is one of the most controversial movies. Why?
Because the Mandarin thing, like that's
Literally
it.
the Mandarin bullshit.
Yeah, that's That's the whole
Whatever,
controversy.
man.
And like every
That's
time,
ridiculous.
yeah, like I remember like when I first heard that, I'm like, that's stupid. Like,
oh. Stan Lee says, I'm apologizing for a situation that came up regarding my cameo. My cameo had a couple scenes in it that were funny as hell. The movie ran a little bit long, and they had to cut my cameo in half. Oh, so he's just apologizing for his cameo not being as great as he wanted it to be. They cut the funny part out. Aw. Not my fault, really. I had nothing to do with it. Great job, Stanley.
He just had, he just holds up the 10 sign to the hot woman. Great.
That's all you got to do. Great.
That's all you got to do, Stan.
Like, here's the thing. So, like, better than Hulk and Thor, yes, obviously. Iron Man 2, I think, is an entertaining and fun movie in a similar way, but Iron Man 3 just, it's like tighter and more of like suspense and action and craziness. The end battle in this is just nuts with all the suits.
It feels almost like a video game. It feels almost
Sure.
like a fucking video game.
Sure. That last twist of Pepper Potts falling into the fire, and you're like, fuck. And like, but of course, in the back of your head, you remember she was treated with the stuff. So
yeah,
like, there's a pretty damn good chance she was gonna survive it, especially since I know what happens after.
right.
But like,
because we have the
that didn't help.
context of God knows how many other movies.
Exactly. But like, I imagine that was just a terrifying and awful moment. And then not only did she survive, but then just kicks Killian's ass.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
There are a couple Pepper Potts moments of kicking ass in this, and that's awesome. And then, Don Cheadle being Don Cheadle, and that's great. And there's crazy stuff like they were on the container and they're like being held by wires, and he cuts the wires and they start swinging. And
just
like,
it's so good. Like it's such a good it showcases Tony really well, but it also showcases Tony's supporting cast really well.
Yep.
Like even Rhodey has like a brave good moment like that. Not Rhodey. Happy.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Happy.
It's and I like the end with Happy in fucking Downtown Abbey. That was a nice
there was that, and then dealing with PTSD and panic attacks. I don't know how accurate those were, but like
that is a characterization of Tony for the rest of the series.
Right.
Like that's that is something Tony deals with like from then on until he's dead. Or
right.
Actually not really until Endgame, because he's at peace, because he's like, yeah,
right.
I got my shit sorted.
Damn.
Sorry about everyone else.
Yeah. So like those both go over Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 1. But yeah, Captain America: First Avenger is God damn, that's a good movie.
It's a tighter film. It's a tighter film than
Yeah.
this. Like there are parts of
Yep.
this that are a little messier, um, and I think that I think it's a crucial part of the MCU story with Iron Man 3 because of the PTSD stuff and like some more context for Tony. But it's not. It's obviously not nearly as crucial as the origin of Captain.
It's more crucial than Iron Man 2, not obviously not more crucial than like Iron Man 1 or Captain America.
Right, exactly. So that's where you run into those weeds. Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, good movie.
Yeah, great. Once again, great film. Loved every goddamn minute of it. Was happy to rewatch it again. Which, in comparison to our next movie, that's a statement. Because Thor 2 as a film is better made than Hulk. I fully acknowledge that.
Oh yeah.
It is better made. It is
no
better
question.
put together. That said, it is far more boring, and I would rather watch the Hulk.
What?
Yep.
No.
Oh my god! I can at least remember.
You're on drugs.
Am I, Aaron?
The government wants the Hulk. They fight in a field.
These dark elves, which have like no background or really anything of importance, are fucking here to take the ether. Which I don't know why they just didn't say it's an Infinity Stone, because we all knew it was an Infinity Stone.
I mean, the fans knew it was an Infinity Stone.
Like everyone and their mom knew it was an Infinity Stone if you fucking like touched a comic, and even if you didn't,
which I had not. Yeah, I would have.
Which that makes it even worse, because then like they could have used this as a very good opportunity to explain what the fucking Infinity Stone is. But no, they need to save that for 2 movies from now. With the Guardians of the Galaxy finally explains what the fuck it is. God damn it, no. And like this movie just fucking drags like a motherfucker. Like, oh my god, and it's and outside of Asgard, and even then they mute Asgard's color palette a lot compared to the last one.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
But yeah, like outside of Asgard, it is drab and ugly as fuck to look at. I think that's part of the reason I kept falling asleep. Which, yes, it took me 3 tries to get this fucking movie done. It took me 1 try to get Hulk done. As bad as it was, and I had to fucking be tweeting and discording, I got through it in 1 shot. I fell asleep twice during this motherfucking thing. Holy shit. It doesn't help that they focus a large part of this movie on Jane Foster, who is boring and uninteresting and has the personality of a fucking cracker. Ugh. And then, like, Thor doesn't really get, like, the best parts of this movie are Loki. Like, they're all Loki. Every part of this movie
Loki's fantastic.
Loki is great. I like, especially that scene where like him and Thor start to team up, and like he fucking transforms into goddamn Captain America. Like, I love that.
Want to have a discussion about truth,
patriotism. Like,
God bless America.
I fucking was dying, dude. The fact that they got Chris Evans in to, of course, do that fucking cameo.
Yeah, right. It's fun.
Like that was a good time. Like these were the scenes in this movie I was like actually enjoying. I really enjoyed the giant battle in Asgard and then the escape from Asgard. That was well done.
Sure.
That was really well done. I really enjoyed it. It was a good time. Can't really say anything bad about it. Yeah, no, it was that was some good stuff.
I just want to say I liked, if there was a scene where it was Thor or Loki was in it, I was into it. Like I
Yes,
wasn't like locked into it, but I was enjoying it
yes,
enough.
their dialogue where it's just like, well, mom liked you more. She'd be happy to see us working together. She'd also understand that why we're fighting all the time.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff was neat. Um, then they
But
go to the dark world, and there's a fight scene that my brain tries to remember every time I think about this movie, but then it's just like, when you go to start a parked car that's been left there for a while, it's just like,
yep,
that's it in my mind.
sure. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah, like I don't like. I'm gonna go through the movie and do the overview in a minute, but like, just what the
It
fuck?
like one of the problems with Thor 1 was that anything involving Earth I wasn't interested in. I could ascertain the frost giant stuff, like they explained that well enough, and that was good, fine. But every time they went to Earth, I was just absolutely not interested.
So you want to? And to be fair, I like the Darcy character, the character that's played by Cat. What's her name? Black haired girl. You know what I'm talking about. The intern who has an intern. um, like I like her character a lot. Um,
Uh,
the fact that Selvig is still so like weird after like handling an Avengers level threat is kind of weird, but whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, like oh, that was a film like I don't know, like what was your overall thoughts on it? Because like I've had my take. I think this is a I've always thought this is a boring bad film.
I I don't know if I think it's bad, but like I mean the thing I want to say to explain how I feel about it, it would be jumping straight to the ranking bit. But like I don't know, yeah, like the moment they open the movie with this monologue about what happened with these two other races that like are brand new, and it's like, okay, wait, all right, fine, yeah, um,
The Aether, and then I'm just like, okay.
yeah,
And like
and
they don't establish the villain at all to be worth a crap or interesting.
because
So
Thor
that's
one, it was Loki and like the Frost Giant people, which
right.
like the Frost Giant people, whatever, it was a
Well,
fairly simple setup.
well, yeah, like it's a fairly simple setup, and like they have a connection to Loki, and
Yeah,
like that's a thing. Like that's like
yeah.
okay, you would see why this would behave the way this would. This is literally just like we fought a war against fucking Asgard so unbelievably long ago, and we want this Aether. We want the Aether, and I'm like, what does all this mean? Like, what? Why? What? Okay.
Here's a new thing for you.
Here's
Emily says Kat Dennings.
Kat Dennings, yes. Also,
Gotcha.
Kat Dennings is
Okay.
fine. I'm saying that right now.
I like
Uh,
Kat Dennings.
yeah, Kat Dennings, great actress.
Again,
And
of the human group, I want to say her character is the most interesting.
yes,
Like,
which is why she gets brought back for WandaVision.
yeah, right.
Um,
Um,
like yeah, no, she is by far the most interesting. Um, and like she's the most enjoyable as well.
I mean,
So
I mean that's like the hook for her is that she's hilarious.
yeah, she's
She's just funny.
funny. She's funny. She's attractive. She's, like and it's so hilarious, like unbelievably hilarious that no, who's the human character we get to focus on? Natalie Portman.
We
Like
got to figure out a way to flesh out this character somehow.
Like that's fucking the most hilarious shit. Is like, oh man, we have Kat Dennings killing it over here, but we have like Natalie Portman being the most bland, flavorless thing in the world, which I can't believe. I literally cannot believe that we are going to have to fucking spend a whole goddamn fourth Thor movie as her being one of the protagonists. And that she's going to get to wield Mjolnir.
I mean, my question is, who's writing it? Because, like, that's the thing.
Right. No, right. To be fair, she was not dealt the best hand for writing.
Right.
But on the other hand, like, I at least enjoy Chris Hemsworth, and Tom Hiddleston, even though they also, once again, not dealt good hands. Tom Hiddleston.
No, but they're definitely dealt interesting characters.
Yes, versus like
they're dealt interesting characters in a dull story, which
yeah,
in movies like these, you can have your one-liners in your conversations still with that.
Right.
Whereas, and that's where Kat Dennings' character is can have her one-liners, and then Natalie Portman, or Jane Foster, and what's his name? Who I can't.
Eric Selvig.
God, yes, like those two characters, I can't tell you a thing about them.
It's weird they never bring back Selvig, considering how important he was in Avengers, and also
they gave him a prominent role, and then like
he's not in Ultron.
Yeah.
Like you think he would have been in WandaVision because of everything, but
right,
like
yep,
weird. It's weird.
But again, like they brought back the most interesting human of the Thor franchise.
Like that, it makes sense.
Yeah. Yep. So, man.
Yeah,
it's.
Yeah, no, I got you. Like it's it's. You
want to do a quick run through?
I guess. Hold on.
Quick.
Thor 2. Hold on, give me a minute. There it is.
Yeah. I'm just looking at this cast. Like, it's a good cast.
So, like, we get the opening with Odin, trial with Loki, and then, that's fine. Loki is being like, I had fucking reasons! And Odin's like, shut the fuck up. You're gonna go to fucking jail forever, and Thor's gonna be king and eat a dick. That's the long and short of it. And then we get an action scene that's like kind of jokey because it's like, oh, where's Thor? And it's like Thor comes in and like one shots this entire army and one shots the big dude, and okay, well he's ordered the 9 realms. They all now bow to Thor, and then they have a party, but it doesn't matter if there's a party because Thor's all mopey because human girlfriend,
Yep.
And he's like, it's okay, Thor. One day you'll get to see her, but first you need to, be a king, and also, I don't know, maybe you should date, someone who's gonna live around the same time you do. And not be like a human's equivalent of the life of a golden retriever. But, whatever.
You don't understand. Have you not seen Lord of the Rings? They can make it work.
I don't think you could make that work in real life. Like, that'd be so just it's like, I want to plan for our future. It's just like, yes, our future.
Yeah, it would be interesting for sure.
Yeah, I know people who have trouble planning when they live the same amount of years, yet alone
there's a lot of people who are not making it work with the same amount of years.
Yeah, so Natalie Portman's on this date, and Kat Dennings' character Darcy shows up and is like, hey, there's a chance that Thor. And she's like, fuck this. Fuck this date. Fuck this guy. Sorry. And he's just like, no, you're good. Whatever.
It's Thor.
Yeah, and they do, they do a test run. They go this like anomaly and do a test run, and it's, it gets what it needs to get, like for her to be like, oh shit, Thor might actually be, alive,
Mm-hmm.
or not alive, but
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm able to see him. So they go ahead and start testing that out, and then Thor is you get some dark elf content, and then Thor goes to Natalie Portman's world after she gets transported through this spot with the dark aether. And then the dark elves are doing their thing, and they plan to attack Asgard. While Natalie Portman's character is speaking with Thor's mom, and handling like, oh yeah, she has the thing inside her, so we need to extract that without murdering her. And
Mm.
yeah, and then the dark elves are like, we need to fucking strike because they got our thing. We got our we need our fucking shit. Our Infinity Stone, but we're not going to tell you it's an Infinity Stone yet. But we're also not going to tell you why it's important.
Bronson, I know this is not your fault, but I am struggling to hold on to your description of Thor: Dark World.
It's okay.
Just yeah, okay, just letting you know.
Um,
I just don't want there to be a quiz afterwards.
oh, that's fine.
Okay, cool, great.
The assault on Asgard happens. Heimdall has a cool moment where he fucking jumps onto his ship and stabs the shit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Thor's mom dies.
Yeah.
Thor's mom dies, and then let's see. Eric Selvig is in an insanity ward. So that was a thing.
That thing, and he was like nude
It was
and
like
like,
nude, and I don't understand why
all
any of that
right,
was a thing. Like
all right.
I literally do not understand how or why that happened.
I'm sure there's an explanation somewhere in that movie.
I'm sure there is. Um, and so I do like Stan Lee's cameo in this because Selvig's giving this giant lecture and then using shoes and whatnot. So he's like, "Can I have my shoe back?"
Yes, that's
That was
good.
that was like it's one of the better cameos for
Yeah.
Stan Lee so far.
Yep.
Um, and then Odin's like, "Okay, we must play defense, go forward." And Thor's like, "No, dude, we have to fucking we gotta go, gotta fucking go, like retaliate."
Mm-hmm.
And this time it's actually justified.
Mm-hmm.
Darcy goes to get out, to go get Selvig out of jail. Thor goes to get Loki. You see Loki's, had an illusion, but now is actually covered in blood, fruit, broken furniture because he's distraught about his mother.
Yeah.
Which, I would be too.
Sure.
Whenever my mom croaks, I'll be going through a similar thing. Be ready.
Right.
Yeah. So, we get that cameo we talked about. Everyone of Thor's friends like, if you betray him, we're gonna murder the shit out of you. And he's like, "Yeah, yes, I got it. I understand." For
Mm-hmm.
like the fifth time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um. So yeah, have that
Lord.
moment. Thor pilots the ship, and they do they trick Loki because they think we're gonna escape on this ship, but no, it's another one.
Mm-hmm.
They go to the dark world. Thor and Loki have their little moment. Selvig gets out. They go and confront the elves and the darkness. Natalie Portman's teleported back to the real world with Thor. And
Real world.
then they
Yeah.
Loki sacrifices himself, in quotes,
Mm-hmm.
as we know.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the confrontation with Dark Elf King and Thor in the modern world. And then this set piece was actually kind of neat, of like them fading in and out of our dimension and that dimension as they're fighting. Like that was
Yeah.
a cool little set piece moment. and then you see all the like 9 realms align as they're fighting. Once again, cool set piece moment. But then they find a way to, use science and everything to wrap everything up. And Thor hits them into the thing. They're like, oh God, is he okay? Of course he's okay because he's Thor.
It's Thor.
You think the spaceship's gonna land on them, but different dimension thing.
Yeah.
The thing that I also never understood about this movie, and to a lesser extent Iron Man 3, is like, why don't they just call each other for help? Why?
That was actually what I was wondering early on in this movie.
Like, Iron Man's thing, I understand why he didn't call anyone for help. This one, I'm just like, this seems like a big enough threat to where, like, maybe you pick up and call Steve. Maybe give Tony a call. Oh.
When you're yeah. I understand at some point it's hard to be like, because I imagine they're also alluding to like their solo comic runs, and so having everything become the Avengers would be a problem. But
right.
Logically, like, you should call your Avengers friends if you have them available.
Right. No, which is why they started finding reasons for that in other movies of why they're not calling them. Like, oh yeah, Thor's off-world.
Right.
I actually really like that they addressed that in one of the Spider-Mans. It was a good thing.
Yeah.
So they have their confrontation. And, Thor of course wins. I actually liked that fight scene because the dimension like phasing portal stuff, that was really neat. This movie, once again, it took me 3 tries to get through it. It was a rough it was rough. Anyway, so they show a new Asgard, all shiny and new, but then Thor's like, I want to go be with her, and then Odin's like, yeah, okay, dude, go ahead, fine. Like, you're more like, go be a warrior, go be with Jane, and he's like, thank you so much. And then, haha, it was Loki. And so now we don't know where Odin is. And now fucking Loki, like, weird twist ending. Like, good, but still weird. Like, I'm just like, wow.
Sure.
Especially because we don't get another Thor movie for, at this point, 4 years. So, like, really weird amount of waiting from that.
Which, I mean, it sets up for some important stuff that happens in that.
It does.
That Thor movie. So.
Yeah, and then we have our little post credits of Thor's friends introducing us to the Collector and giving him an Infinity Stone to hold on to. Which, that was a nice little comic throwback. Like, fucking. That's a hardcore comic book thing. Like I understand, if you know Thor, Captain America, etc., but the Collector, that's not an everybody thing. That's very much a.
Was that the first like deep cut that the MCU does?
I'm not gonna say the first, but it's definitely like a fucking.
What's the first then?
Thanos, probably, right?
I suppose.
But yeah.
Emily says, fun fact, that post-credit sequence was directed by James Gunn.
Of course it was.
Weird to have a different director for that post-credit scene, but sure.
Well, because he was handling Guardians, and he insists that anything that's Guardians, only he touches it. So.
That's fine, sure.
So. No, I love that.
But
it's why Guardians of the Galaxy is such quality. And
sure.
This was rough to get. So they have that. So he puts the Infinity Stone away, and then we have the rest of the film.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a rough film to get through.
Yeah.
That was a fucking joyless slog for most of it.
I wouldn't say joyless, but like,
I have
man,
yeah, man, you
they
want to.
could have they could have done that differently.
They could have done a lot of things. They could have done a lot of
Well,
things.
and the thing is, like, it's not active hate or anything.
No,
Like
like
nothing like
I'm
that.
like that actually makes it worse. That makes it worse. Like
No,
no, there's a
no.
no, there's a. I actually have a saying when it comes to this. I would rather watch something bad than boring, and this is the
Mm,
definition of boring. Like Hulk is bad, but it's like, oh, they felt the need to tell us why you can't have sex. That's fucking hilarious.
if
Like
you're
they,
gonna cite that as the reason to put Hulk over Thor 2, you're out of your goddamn
no,
mind.
I'm gonna say put Thor 2. I'm gonna say put Thor 2 over Hulk because Thor 2 is a better technically better film, more technically well made. But I'm saying I personally would rather watch the fucking Hulk. Oh, if you give me the option between boring and a train wreck, I'm going to watch the train wreck. Uh,
I'm going to pick the movie that has Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston being a superhero and supervillain regardless.
for like all
Um,
of 20 minutes. Like, great,
I
cool.
mean, yeah,
Oh, like
they're in the
that's
movie a decent amount.
like yeah, they're in the movie, but they don't. Yeah, they don't interact much as you would want, which is weird. Once
Sure.
again, like,
Thor 1 definitely had like the whole character development arc of well, both of them, which was nice. Whereas this movie it was
progresses
we were
Loki
having to
a
talk about Iron
hair.
Man 2 not being Iron Man 2 did not like really develop anything, and like I
This is
granted
even
that,
worse
but that
about
movie
that.
is
This is
fun
even
as
worse.
hell. Yeah, Iron Man 2 is fun as hell at least. This movie like it did not need to happen other than introducing the concept of an Infinity Stone.
Yeah, it introduces Infinity Stone, and then Endgame
And then it sets up
retroact
some stuff for Thor later, but like yeah, and
and
then Endgame, yeah, you're
and
right.
Endgame retroactively makes some of it important. Oh,
Yeah.
so like yeah. What do you rate it out of 5?
I'm gonna put it at 2.
So, yeah, I'll give it a 2. I'll give it a 2 because I gave Hulk a 1. I'll give this a 2 because it is a technically better made movie. Like
Yes.
this is going, but this is the old GameSpot thing of like, well, you cannot deny the graphics, the sound, etc. I fucking hated it,
The
but
formula came out to this, and now my critics curve bit.
yeah,
I'm gonna take that down a notch, but
yeah, exactly.
that's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
Like
Y- yeah, I would give this a 2. Like, there are movies that are just god awful, and again, I maintain that so far I don't think any Marvel movies reach that depth. But this was I can't believe I went through this movie a second time and it was like, okay, so their mom dies and Loki's like distraught about it, but he's also trying to be like, I'm not related to you guys, and then this weird sibling thing, and like it's a good summary of that aspect is the joke of uh Loki pretending he's something and then he's like, I'm a snake, and then he stabbed me. It's like, yeah, yep. And then there was some, oh Jesus.
we're getting rated. We're getting
Your
rated.
list is over the notification. What's going on? How you doing, Jerica?
Oh,
How are things going over there? What have you been up to?
oh shit! And the sub.
Damn!
Great,
Wow.
great justice.
How y'all doing?
Jerica is here.
Hope you're all having a fantastic Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right?
It is Tuesday. This week is already too long.
Yeah, right. God damn.
Yeah, like yesterday I got back from my river walk, and I was just
Mhm.
like, oh man, it's fucking. and then I realized what day it was, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh, these last 2 days have been long
And like
for us.
my work days have only been 6 hours this week.
Right, the work itself, like whatever,
But
but
like
even then,
like yeah, both days were 6. First day was 6.5, second day was 6, and just like fuck. I don't know, like just Lord.
we'll get there. We'll get there. What games did you play, Jerica? What's been going on? I just like I'll be scrolling through Twitter and occasionally I just see Jerica and she's speculating on which King of Fighters character's coming next. And then oh hell yeah! All right, cool. I hope you guys had a fun time. We've been ranking a couple Marvel movies that we watched this week.
God.
We ranked Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 is real good. It's below Captain America: First Avenger and above Iron Man 1, which I think is a good spot.
I think it's a perfect spot for that film.
Yeah.
So.
And we just got finished talking about Thor: The Dark World to the best of our ability. That's a
for those of you
that's
missed
a movie.
It,
that's a movie.
For those of you that missed it, this is what I said at the beginning of this review. So I had to watch this movie 3 times because I started it once, I fell asleep. Started it again, I fell asleep on 2 separate days, and then the third time around, it finally took. This movie is a boring as hell, poorly paced, drab nightmare.
And they had, you know, the things that worked, which was the Asgard stuff and like, you know, Thor Loki banter and all that fun stuff. But then like the boring part was like the human aspect where they were in New Mexico and doing whatever.
So let's double down on that a whole bunch.
Let's double down on that, and then let's also bring Jane Foster to Asgard, a muted Asgard. It's like, okay, all right, okay. Damn.
Yep. Super
damn.
Good. Super
but
terrible.
Still better than Hulk. Hulk is a mess, man.
Hulk is a mess. I'll agree with you, but at least that mess, like I got.
At least it was easy to follow. Like, yeah, sure.
Easy to follow, and I got some laughs, and like I didn't feel the need to like my body didn't go, God, this is so boring. Yeah, like you can use Thor 2 as a fucking sleep aid. I can't say that. I can't fucking say that about the Hulk. For better or for worse.
Yeah, no. The moment I started the opening bit where they just went into their monologue explaining a whole new, different story that is going to add context to the events coming up in the movie, I'm just like, damn. Okay, all right. And then here's the professor nude, censored, grabbing the thing and running around. I don't know. Okay, sure.
It's torture, man. It's just.
And like some of my favorite stuff was like little lines like Thor and Kat Dennings' character meet up again, and like the exchange is, "How's space?" And Thor just smiles and said, "Space is fine." I like that line, but it's not like, especially coming off of Iron Man 3. We're coming off of Iron Man 3 with Tony Stark and Pepper Potts just going at each other with, you know, lines.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, like
amazing action scenes that are choreographed so well. And it's like,
yeah, it does not help that like I watched this within like 12 hours of going through Iron Man 3, which is a fun, well-paced, like fucking is important for the MCU as a whole in many ways, like movie. And then I go into this and it's just like the whole point of this film is, I don't know, hey guys, let's tell you about the concept of an infinity zone, sort of.
Sort of.
Not really.
Yeah.
We're going to allude to it, so in 2 movies we can do a lengthy description on what it actually is. So.
Provide some sort of purpose to this movie.
I
will say having Thor's mom die here and then to loop back around 2 or later in Endgame,
Right,
right?
Endgame the cruelest thing Endgame ever did was make this movie retroactively important.
But it was a good moment. It was a real damn good
It's a
moment.
great
Oh, it was
moment
so
in
good.
Endgame. Oh, they even got
Yeah.
Natalie Portman
But
back for
in
that movie.
Endgame. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, yeah, that's where it goes. Put it on the
Yeah.
list.
So yeah, you're giving it a 2.
I'm giving it a 2 personally.
Yeah,
Which is I want to say I want to say I gave that to Hulk as well, but
you did, I believe. I gave Hulk. I have Hulk. Yeah, having a stroke.
Hulk,
Having. I
he's
gave
like
Hulk.
a big Hulk. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
God, what an awful long. God damn
once
it.
again, that's funny. That's so bad. It's funny. Like this is just a
Sure.
travesty. Um. Once again, I'm going to say that this movie goes below Thor 1, above Hulk.
Hmm.
I think that I would rather watch Hulk, but I acknowledge that this is a technically better, it is on a technical level a better film.
Right,
Like
right.
just straight up.
I was thinking it says something that like because they had to recast Edward Norton, they were just like, forget that, forget it, forget it. Here's the
But
Hulk in the Avengers.
but it's still an MCU movie. Like it's still
I know
it's listed like when you go to their rankings and their
it's
listings
in there.
and
I saw it. Yeah,
yeah.
yep. But man, oof.
So
Ugh.
yeah. So yeah,
All right.
we got a
I
little
think
more
that's
time.
it.
Yeah, let's let me add it to the list, and then
Yep.
add to the list, and then so we have Thor: Dark World.
Hmm.
All right, Thor: Dark World.
What are our next 2 movies?
So our next 2 movies are Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
All right.
That one is going to be very interesting conversation. I have a feeling.
That's gonna next week. Okay, if you guys are interested in ranking the MCU movies with us, next week is gonna be a fun one because apparently Bronson just hates this movie, and I remember thoroughly enjoying this.
I don't
So,
hate it. I just think it's immensely overrated.
ooh,
There's a difference. I think it's a good film. I think it's well made. I had a fun time watching it, but I also think it is immensely overrated.
okay.
Which is Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Dude, I remember when that movie came out in theaters. Everybody was talking that shit up. I was dating a girl at the time who was obsessed with Iron Man, was an Iron Man stan, and came out of that film like wanting to don the stars and stripes. Like she fucking like everyone I know went nuts over that fucking movie.
Yep.
And I was like, this is good. It's not as good as the first one.
Mm.
I like it, but like
Interesting.
I don't fucking love it.
Okay.
And
We'll see.
then like I would put it in like the same area I put like Iron Man 2. Like I think it's a good movie. I don't like. I'm not crazy.
Wow, in
over
the
it.
Iron Man 2 area, huh? Okay.
At least from what I remember. Who knows?
Yeah.
I could go through this rewatch and be like fucking like, oh no, I was wrong. I'm a fucking idiot. Don't listen to me.
Sure. That's the fun thing about this. So,
Yeah, and then the other film we're watching is one of my personal favorites. I think it's gonna be number 1 next week.
of course
I
you
really
would.
do. Are you telling me that Guardians of the Galaxy is not the best one of all of these movies so far?
Absolutely not.
Like the fucking
Good movie. Good movie. Definitely top half.
yeah, like that is a movie. Like by the time that we're done with this list, I think will definitely be in the top 10, if not the top 5. Like
Top 10 I could buy. Top 5 would be tough.
that's yes, like that, like
You have a Guardians of the Galaxy bias, though, I also think.
those something about those movies really click with me.
And I totally get that. Those movies have a different feel from like the rest of these movies.
Yeah, like the rest of these movies like have a very like similar vibe. Guardians is something very different.
Yeah.
Which is why like when they like like when at first we thought 3 was gonna be canceled and James Gunn was gonna be gone, I was like, okay, cool. I significantly care less about Marvel now. So, but yes, I remember the last time I did this and I went through all these movies. I watched Guardians 1 and I was like, this is technically a perfect film. There's no part of this movie I did not enjoy. The characters are great, etc., etc. I'm very curious to see what I'll think the second time around. We'll see. So,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna give you our schedule for the next couple weeks, everyone.
Yes.
All right. So, we have this upcoming week we have Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and we have Guardians of the Galaxy. All right.
Yes. This is gonna be a fun. Yeah. Next week's gonna
be dope, dude. I cannot wait for next week.
Yeah.
Then the week after that is kind of a more low key week. It's Age of Ultron and Ant-Man, which I personally love Ant-Man, but I realize he's not for everyone.
I think from what I remember, that was certainly a fun movie. I think that will probably be in like, if you were to separate this list into 3 tiers, I think it would definitely be in that middle tier. I'm very curious how I'm going to feel about Ultron this time around.
Yeah, no, same, because every time I watch that movie, it's very popcorn flicky, where I remember liking it, but I also can't tell you much about it.
Yep. Which is worrying for me, because that, like, for me is like bottom of 2, top of 3 tier kind of. That's what happens there. Yeah.
Yeah, I in the Discord, I actually looked up the last time I did this way back 2 years ago.
You linked that. Yep, in the Discord.
I was just like, for those of you curious, this is what I did, what I gave last time. Which Age of Ultron, it's definitely in the back third of the list.
Yeah.
So yeah, then the week after that is another banger week, Civil War and Doctor Strange.
All right.
Then Guardians 2 and Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah, that's a good couple weeks there.
Thor Ragnarok and Black Panther.
Yeah, that's a week right there.
That's a week for me, actually. That's a week I'm actually not super up for.
I remember enjoying Thor Ragnarok quite a bit, and I haven't seen Black Panther yet, and I'm very excited to. So,
Infinity War and Ant-Man the Wasp. That's a week I'm excited for.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel and Endgame.
Man.
And then we close out on Spider-Man Far From Home and then Black Widow.
Yup. That'll be that.
If we keep this going beyond the current thing into the Phase 4 movies, we're doing Black Widow, so we are doing Phase 4. Shang-Chi is September 3rd. The Eternals is November 5th. Spider-Man is December 17th. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is next March. Thor Love and Thunder is next May. Black Panther Wakanda Forever, with rumors of a recast, are July 8th.
Wow. All right.
Another big one is Captain Marvel 2 has been changed to The Marvels, which will star... which will have Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and other Captain Marvel.
Wow. That'll be interesting.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, which it will introduce for you Marvel fans, know this name. Kang the Conqueror.
I do not know that name.
He is a sick-ass villain. You should look him up. And then finally, the last scheduled movie is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in spring 2023. And then after all of that, sometime in 2023, we're looking at possibly Fantastic Four. So,
man, one last shot. This is like official MCU shot at Fantastic Four. If they miss on this one, then I don't know.
I don't know. And then
Like,
on top of all this, TV shows are of course going on. We have Loki going on in 4 weeks, I believe it is.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then we have Marvel What If in the summer. And then from there, it gets a little muddier. Miss Marvel is supposed to be this. So yeah, it's June 11th. Ooh, same day as
Okay.
Ratchet and Clank. That's gonna be a fun day. So I'm pumped.
Emily's pumped for Kang.
Yeah, dude, no, Kang is sick, and yeah, that's so yeah, then we got a lot to look forward to for us in the coming weeks. Yeah, so we'll be there that, and we'll wrap this up. Let's do us a raid.
We can raid.
Raid!
Be happy to raid.
Shadow Legends.
Oh no.
So we have my friend Sarah started streaming again. She is a cosplayer. I should say friend acquaintance, because it's been a while since we've hung out, but we used to hang out. She's a cosplayer, huge Resident Evil fan. She's going through RE4 again. So let's give her a raid.
Nice. Okay.
So
Cool.
Everyone hop over.
All right,
Hop over.
guys.
Come on.
We're gonna be we're raiding now. We're gonna be playing Halo tomorrow. So if you're interested in that, we'll be hanging out.
And we say hello.
Hello.
Raid.
Halo. All right. See ya. Oh, dog.
We got a puppy.
Oh yeah, she has a dog cam.
Oh, do most streamers have cats? No, baby, sit. That's done. Done.
Oh, she apparently doesn't have raid
It's time
alerts.
to chill, okay? It's time to chill. Super Game Crab! Thank you so much for the raid! Hi, guys! I'm getting my doggy cam.
Hell yeah.
You need to sit and chill, okay? I'm trying to chill my little pupper out. She's being crazy. No, honey. No. Oh,
Honey, you're here to make content.
Stinker, man. Easy come, easy go.
Yeah.
No puppers for us. Hey, Super Gamecraft. I almost said Super Gum.
Super Gum.
Go.
Alright,
How was
people
your
are still watching
stream?
us. Bye.
All right, see you guys.